Yeah, fine. So hope all are joined. So let me share my screen. So hope you guys are able to see the screen which I'm sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think if any one of you are missed the previous classes and we are done with almost yeah, we are done with one demo class and two normal classes. Total three classes is done in automation so far. So if you haven't gone through it, or if you guys are missed any one of the class, please go through it on your free time. And you can reach out the institute if you are not able to access the recordings of the classes. Okay. So in the today class, onwards, we are going to start an actual classes of the Java. Initially, our concentration is on to complete the Java programming, because if you want to start working with the Selenium, you should have a knowledge on the Java. Otherwise, you are not able to proceed with the Selenium to automate the scripts in the automation testing. Okay. So as I already discussed in the previous class, our focus is majorly on the UI automation initially, and later onwards, we can discuss about the API testing too in both manual and automation. It's an additional bonus lectures which is not included in the course. Okay. So as of now, our concentration is on UI automation. In UI automation, Java programming, we are going to learn. Okay. In the Java programming, these are the concepts which we are going to discuss today. What are data types? What are variables? What are comments which we are using in the Java, and what type of operators we have? Okay. These are the four concepts which we are going to discuss in this thing. So let me open material. So did I share this material to you? Session 1 to 5 material in the group, which you already have WhatsApp group, right? Did I share?
No, sir.
Okay. So we'll share today. Yeah. If you see here, materials are very clear, guys. These materials will help you a lot. Okay, so we'll see the practically execution also in the Eclipse, which we already installed, right? So here, what exactly the data types is? Data type is a classification of the type of data that the variable or object can hold in the computer language. So here, data type is nothing but it going to classify that what type of data we are storing, what type of data we are storing, right? So how can, if we take a real-time example, in olden days, in traditional days, if we want water for our daily uses, our parents will be in the line on the line in our street by taking the tokens, right? So if you know that scenario, so in that scenario, we can take the containers to hold the water, right? So we have the different type of containers. Either it may be like plastic container, either it may be steel container, either it may be silver container. We have the different types of containers to hold some water, right? So here, that material we are calling it as a type of material we are using to store a water, right? If you come to the software terminology, as a system, we are going to store some data, right? So we can store some variables, like we have the strings, we have the integer, we have the float variables, we have the character variable, we have the different type of data in the market, different type of data in the market. So numerics are there, letters are there. In numerics itself, we can call it as a integers, float, double. In character itself, we can call it as a character, string, and we have call it as a boolean for the true or false conditions. These type of data we have, but how can we define is with the help of the data types, which type of data it is. Okay. Java supports two categories of data. Java supports two categories of data. One is primitive data type and second one is non-primitive data type. One is primitive data type, second one is non-primitive data type. In primitive data type, we have the integer. Integer is one of the data type, and relational is one of the data type, and second one is character, and sorry, third one is character, and fourth one is conditional. Total four things we have in the primitive data type. So let's come to here. What exactly data type is? It holds the data. So whenever I'm explaining, please try to write your running notes. It helps you to know the things very clear after completion of the classes. Okay. So data type is nothing but holds the data which can classify what type of data it is. Okay. So here, how many types of data types we have? How many types?
Two.
Primitive
Two
data
types.
type and
Right.
non-primitive data type, right?
Yes.
So these are the two types of data types we have. Again, in the primitive data type, we have integer, and next we have a relational,
Relational.
and next we have
Character.
character, and next we have
Conditional.
Boolean. Yeah, it will comes under the condition. Let me check it. Yeah, if you see that one is integer, second one is relational, and third one is character, and fourth one is conditional. Okay, fourth one is conditional. These all are the four types of primitive data type we have. So okay, if you write while I'm explaining this, if you write in the running roads, you will get an things. Okay, it will be remembered to you. And again, in integer we have many things. I don't want to write each and everything again. So integer we have short, we have a long integer, we have integer. Okay, like
Float.
this we have the different types. If you observe that in the material, I will share the material too. So byte means if you want to store, as I said that I example to hold the water, right? The sizes of the containers may be different, right? So you can't store the 20 liters in the size of 10 liters. Is it or not?
Yes.
In similar way, for byte we have the storage of 8 bits. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you are aware about the binary language or machine level languages. The people who have knowledge on the computers have an idea about what exactly the machine level language and binary language is. So in the computer the machine can store the data in the form of bits. Okay, 8 bits is called it as a 1 byte. 8 bits is called it as a 1 byte. To store a small numbers, small numeric values, we are going to use the data type byte. And to store the bit larger numbers, we can store the data type short. To store somewhat bigger than the short, we can use the integer, and large numbers, we are using the long. Okay, so here you can see you can store the byte values in the short. You can store the short values in the integer. You can store the integer values in the long. But you can't store this long values in the integer values in the short in the byte. Why? Because if you store the byte values in the short, okay, here it would have the 16 bit. Okay, 8 bits will be stored and remaining 8 bits will be free. Okay, you can keep this side, that wasting of memory, you can keep that side. So you can remember that byte can be stored in the short can be stored in the integer can be stored in the long. But it won't be happen the vice versa. As like that, you can see that 5 liter of water can be stored in the 10-liter container, but 10-liter water can't be stored in the 5-liter container, right? The same condition applies here. Okay, but we should use the appropriate data types to make use of a proper memory. Okay, if you use the byte in the short, we are able to store, but we are wasting the 8 bits of memory. Is it or not? Getting my point?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
And next one is relational. In relational, we have the float and double. In relational, we have the float and double. Yeah, someone is asking something. Any doubt? Float and double. If you observe that what exactly the float and what exactly the double is, if you see the examples, you will get the difference. If it is the float, we are going to take only two numbers after the decimal. Okay, we are not going to take more than two numbers after the decimal. Okay, that can be considered as a float. The storage size is 32 bits. But coming to the double, it can store the as much as numbers we have after the decimal. The storage for the double is 64 bits. The storage for the double is 64 bits. Okay. And the next one is character. Character, the size is 16 bits and it can store the characters with it should be in the single quotation. Okay, we have the data type char, and it should store that, like for example, char space a I am storing. So it should be in the single quotation. Okay, if you store any value in the double quotation, then it becomes the string, which is a non-primitive data type. Okay, you should store the character in the single quotation. Okay, and next one is conditional. Conditional, we have one data type. This is called it as a boolean. Very, very important in the Selenium while writing the scripts. Whenever you are writing the scripts, we are going to use some assertions. We are going to validate expected output with the actual output. So at that time, we need to store the result in the form of boolean values only, either true or false, either true or false. Okay, so here condition boolean means what exactly will happen. It will store either true or false. For example, a equal to true. Okay, it will store true or false. It will store true or false. Is nothing but zeros and ones. Okay, these all call it as a primitive data types. And coming to the non-primitive data types, we have string. You can observe here. A non-primitive data types in the Java are object, classes, interface, strings, array, and all those things are called it as a non-primitive data types. Okay, so non-primitive data types are class, object, and strings. And next we have arrays. Very, very important concept, guys. These four are very, very important concepts. Okay, if you are good at these four concepts, you can rule the automation scripts very easily. And you can crack the interviews very easily if you know third concept and fourth concepts. Okay, you can crack the interviews very easily. I will give you a material of consisting of 40 to 50 Java programs also. So if you've gone through all those programs, gone through means it's not about by hearting the programs. You should understand the logics. Then you will get to know that you can understand the logics, and then you can write the logics very easily in the interviews. Okay, for example, if you have the 4 years of experience, so in that four you are keeping the 2 years of experience, they won't expect much. Okay, they're just expecting that the person is able to build the logics. Okay, because the frameworks is already built in their companies. They won't give in their hand for the two or 4 for 5 years experience. The experience, the frameworks are going to be built by the 10 years of experience, 12 years of experience. Even it is startup, that company looks for at least 6 to 7 years of experiences they are going to look. So if you have only 4 years or 5 years or below 5 years of experience, they will look to write the scripts, insert your scripts into the framework already which is developed. You just need to write the new scripts for the new test cases. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay. So focus on the classes. These concepts are very, very important. Okay. In coming classes, we can discuss about the non-primitive data type. As of now, in the today class, we can see the primitive data type. Okay. We can take any one example in the Eclipse tool and we can write it and we can print it, the values, and we can check it, how it goes. Okay, so non-primitive data type in coming classes we are going to see. In tomorrow class we can see the strings, and day after tomorrow we can see the arrays, and after that we can see the class and objects. We have some other concepts like it flow goes away. Okay, so in the primitive data type, let's write one program in the Eclipse. Let me open Eclipse. Yeah, you can see the Boolean space b equal to true. So it's printing some example like this. Okay, to hold some data in coming examples while practicing, you get to know the things very clear. Practice the things every day, guys. Okay, open the Eclipse tool. I already told you we are going to see two editors in the course. One is Eclipse and other one is IntelliJ. Okay, in Eclipse we are going to practice the Java. In IntelliJ, we can do the project. Okay, both are very important. Eclipse is there from the traditional, and IntelliJ is the latest and modern one that people are using mostly in the nowadays in the companies. Okay, focus on the things, practice the things. Whatever doubts you have, feel free to ask me. I will help out to you. Okay, great.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, and or not, these are coming to which data types, sir?
Sorry.
We have and or and not operators is there, right?
Those are operators. We'll discuss. Okay,
Okay.
we have concept, right? So that added in this today concept, you can see, right? Operators, we have concept, right? We'll explain at that time. Okay.
Okay.
Focus on the things currently which are explaining. And after completion of the class, you can ask your doubts. Okay. So here the operator concept is we have dedicatedly we have it, right? So operators is nothing but we are going to do the multiple conditions. We are going to verify multiple conditions. We'll let you know. Okay, it will comes under the Boolean data type. The result will comes under the Boolean data type. Okay.
Okay, sir.
One moment. Yeah. This is the project which we created, right? Basic program. Basic programs is the package which we created. So I already told you first we need to create a project, and after that we need to create a package, and after that we need to create a class. This is the hierarchy which we need to follow. Project, package, class, PPC, P2C. You can remember like that. Okay. So under the package, I want to create a new class. Right click on this package, come to the new, come to the class. In this class, I'm giving that name as what we are working now, primitive data type, right? Primitive data types is the class I have taken public static void main. We need to select this is the main function. In Java, the execution will starts from the main function. Main function is very important. Whenever that compiler identifies the main keyword in the program, the execution is starts from here only. Execution is starts from here only. So let me take the few values like declare that int space I equal to or else a is equal to 18. A is equal to 18. Okay. So here, what's the data type here? Int is the data type. Int is the data type. Right? Is it or not?
Yes.
Age is the variable. Age is the variable. 18 is the value here. In similar way, if you take an example of that water holding water, okay, real-time example. So the containers may be anything, right? Either it may be bucket, either it may be bottle, either it may be any container, other containers, right? So here, if we talk about what type of material it is, okay, what type of material it is, like it may be silver or it may be iron, it may be steel, then it can be considered as a data type. Okay, what that particular item is call it as a variable which holds the water, bucket, bottle, container, which you can compare with the variable. Okay, what we are holding this water, that is the value which is storing inside this. In similar way, here int is a data type, age is a variable, and 18 is a value. Clear about the difference between the data type, variable, and value? Not clear?
Clear,
Need,
sir.
Yes, sir.
need responses from everyone, guys. If you are not able to speak, at least try to send the message in the chat that you clear. Okay, if you are clear, you can type a clear. If not clear, then you can type not clear so that I can understand. I will come again. Okay, fine. Next one is float, right? Float space height, for example. Float space height equal to, I can take 5.14. Okay, I'm taking like this. This is the height. So let's see here. Yeah, here it's asking the change type of height to double. Why double? If you see here, what is the difference between the double and float. So if you want to make it as a float, you need to keep f. You need to keep f, or else you need to add the cache like float before the value. That's what it is telling here. So if you hover on the cursor, either you can add the cache to the float like this, or else you can keep the 5.14 f. Okay. Otherwise, it can be considered as a double. You can change it to the double. Okay. So simply I'm taking this one again. Double equal to, I'm taking height only again. We need to show the difference, right? That's why I'm taking. Okay. Why it's showing an error here? Because this variable is already given above. That's why it's showing an error. So I can take that height 2. Height 2. Okay. Or else we can take this is as a h1 and this one as a h2. Okay. Perfect. So what else we have in the data types which we discussed so far? Character, right? Char space C equal to, I'm storing blood group, for example. Okay. It should be in the single quotation, guys. Okay. Remember, it should be in the single quotation. Okay. My blood group is A. So I'm giving the A here. Next one is, what else we have? Boolean space. We can take any of the variable like
B.
any variable you can take and just add it the value as a true or false. Okay, these are the things what we have. Okay, anything else we have on the discussion which we done? Conditional, character, relational, integer, right? So total 4 types we have. So for now I want to print all the values. So how can I print? There is a one statement which we can use, system dot out dot println. Okay, and you need to give the variable name here. I'm giving the age here. I'm giving the age here. In similar way, I'm taking for all the things. Total 5 we have, right? So I'm pasting 5. So here you need to change the variables h1 and next h2. I'm just writing a sample program to print the variables. That's it. I didn't write any logic here, right? So in coming classes, you can see the logics too. Okay. So to just understanding purpose, I have taken the basic program where I can print. So how can we run this program? So we have two ways. Right click on the console, you will get a run as, and you can click on the Java application, or else there is a play icon here. You can click on this play icon, green icon on top left side, and automatically it's get executed. So come run as Java application and always save resources before launching. Click on OK. Now you can see the output here. Now you can see the output here. 18, 5.14, 5.2456, A and true. Is all are printed or not?
Yes, sir.
Getting or not?
Yes, sir.
This is called it as a primitive data types. Non-primitive data types we are going to see in the further classes. You guys are clear with the variables also, right? What exactly the variable is?
Yes, sir.
But we have the types of the variables. We have the types of the variables. So far we have you have seen that what type of variable it is. Either it may be integer variable, float variable, double variable, character variable, but Boolean variable. But we have the different types of variables. You can see. If you observe that a variable is a container which holds the value, and while the Java program is executed and a variable is assigned with the data type. So a variable is assigned with the data type, either it may be integer, float, whatever it is, right? And variable is nothing but a name of the memory location. Variable is nothing but a name of the memory location. And next one is Java variables are case sensitive. Java variable or case sensitive means the variable name should not be matched with the keywords or reserved words. If you observe that we have some reserved words, this main, void, static, public, class, these are called as a reserved keywords. We can't use these values as a variables. Okay. And next one is case sensitive, means you should use the small letters as the variable. Okay, we have few conditions. If you see in this material now, it's showing few conditions, right? Must be unique in the scope of declaration. Variable name must not be exceed 255 characters. You may have doubt. So here we have used only 3 characters as a variable name, right? So here it's showing that it should not be exceed 255 characters. Do we use that variable name as 255 characters? In the projects, in the Selenium or whatever projects, based on the components, we are taking the variable names. At that time, we can use the variable name as a 20 letters, 30 letters, 40 letters, sometimes 60, 70 letters also. It's purely based on the elements which is used by the developer in our project. Okay. In Java, all the variables must be declared before they can be used. Okay. So it doesn't mean that if you want to use the A's here, you need to declare here. Otherwise, it will throw an error. For example, I'm doing the comment of this line. When I do the comment of this line, it's nothing but this line is in dead state. This line is in dead state. So here it's showing an error. A's cannot be resolved to a variable. Why? Because just now we have seen the point that if you want to use the any variable, it should be declared before. I made the statement as a dead. So it's not possible to print this. It show an error. So if I want to use this as variable, I should declare before like this. Then only I can use the variable. Then only I can use the variable. Okay. And in Java, all variables must be declared before they can use, and the value stored in the variable can be changed during the program executions. While doing the program execution also, you can change the values. Okay. So as I said that we have the 3 types of variables. Okay. So we have the types of variables, and one is local variable, and second one is instance variable, and third one is class or static variable. Local variable. Next one. What is next one?
Instance variable.
Instance variable. Next.
Class or static variable.
Class or static variable, right? These are the 3 types of variables we have. Local variable, instance variable, class or static variable. Local variable, instance variable, class or static variable. So if you see that, what are local variables? Okay, you guys clear about the variable definition, right? Which can holds the data. Holds the data. So local variable, instance variable, and class or static variable. Let's see one by one. What is local variable? Local variable is nothing but which is declared in methods or blocks. If you see that all these variables are called it as a local variable. Why? Because you have declared some value here, right? So these variables have the scope in this block only. Okay, I have declared in the main method. Method is open here and closed here. I have declared inside this one. So I can access this variable inside this only. If I try to access outside the method, it will throw an error. It will throw an error because I declared it. If I copy this and if I paste it here, it will throw an error. Here you can see. Why? Because I declared this variable as a local variable that should be applicable only inside. Getting my point? So for example, you guys are preparing for exam. Okay. You get a question in an exam which is out of your syllabus. You are not able to write that question, right? Why? Because it's out of your syllabus. In similarly here also, this variable is declared as a local. This is the method open and method close. This entire highlighted blue color one is called it as a method. I declared inside the method. I can access that inside the method only. I can't access outside the method. This is called it as a local variable. Clear about the local variable?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, great. And next one is instance variable. Okay, instance variable is nothing but if you observe that instance variables are declared inside the class but outside the body of the method. First, you should aware about what is meant by class, right? In further classes, we can discuss about what exactly the class is. As of now, just see. We can declare the class space class name. We can declare that class space class name. Then we can call it as a class declaration. Then we can call it as a class declaration. So I will show you here. I will write one class name here so that you have an idea. So I am taking the class space. Class name is Selenium. I am taking class name should be starts with the capital letter. That's why S I have taken the. Why I taken S I have taken the capital letter. Okay. This is the syntax of the class. Class keyword space class name. So inside here, I just want to take like string stu1 equal to, like for example, we can take as Vamsi Kiran. Inside I'm taking that Vamsi Kiran, student 1, for example. Okay. So here I want to take a method inside the class like void space main. Okay, here a method I have taken. So if you observe that the variable which is declared inside the class outside the method. Okay, this is the method, right? I have declared outside the method and inside the class. Then it is called it as an instance variable. Getting my point? Clear about the instance variable?
Yes, sir.
Creating inside the class, outside the method. Then we can consider it as an instance variable. And what exactly class or static variable? You can see the difference. Static means you have to keep before the static. So I will explain you what is the difference between the static keyword, finally keyword in the further classes. As of now, just remember that if you declare static keyword before the data type, then we can call it as a static or class variable. So for example, where is this notepad? Yeah, here itself I am taking that static space string space stu1 stu2 equal to student 2 name Stavni, for example. Okay, so this is static. This is called it as a class or static variable. Class or static variable. And first one is called it as instance variable. Instance variable. But if you take any variable inside the method, int space a is equal to 18. This is local variable, which we can't access outside the method. Clear about the variables?
Yes, sir.
Very, very important concepts, guys. If you are not clear, you can ask me straight away. Okay. So next one is comments. Okay. I think comments is already explained here. While explaining the program, I have make it as a comments, right? For example, we have two types of comments. We have two types of comments. But before that, why we use the comments? So if you see that I have declared total 5 here, right? So I am using only one variable now. So if I delete the remaining 4 after some days, these variables may be used for me again, right? So at that moment I need to write again. So to overcome that issues, we just make it as a comment. We just make it as a comment instead of deleting. Commenting means we are making that statement in the dead state. Whenever we want to give life to them, then we can give life by removing the comments. Okay. So comments are used to what we can say, used to make unnecessary, we can call it as statements which are not using instead of deleting. You can call it as, okay? Instead of deleting, we can make it as mark as unnecessary statements or else unused statements. Unused data, we can call it as whatever, however you want. Okay. So two types of comments we have. One is single line comment. And next one is multiple line comment. Single line comment, so far you already seen. Single line means if you want to comment single line, you can mark it as a 2 backslashes. Multiple lines means first line, first you need to start with backslash star and end with last line star backslash. Okay, so let's see. This is the first single line. And if you want to make it as a multiple line, backslash star, and you can make it as star backslash. So all these statements are gets commented. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is all about the comments. Hope everyone is clear with all the topics which we have seen so far. Data types, variables. In data types, only primitive data types are covered. Non-primitive data type, each topic we need one class. Going to check with further classes, one by one, strings, arrays, and objects. And coming to the variables, three types of variables we have. Comments, we have two types of comments, single line and multiple line. And last concept for today is operators. Do you guys have any idea about the operators? Any one of you? Any one of you have an idea about the operators? If have, please tell me.
Like those are like special symbols used for arithmetic operations and the logical operations in like assignment operations. So these are the special symbols where we called as operators.
Okay.
So for example, like arithmetic operations, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication. So there are some certain operators there. And like for logical operations, we can use and, or, not, nor, XOR. And we have relational operators like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to.
Yeah, exactly. Operator in Java is a symbol that used to perform some operations. For example, if doctors want to do some operations, they are going to use some operands, right? Some operators they are using like scissor and some needle, some like some missions. They can use some operations to do some operations. They can use some things. In similar way, in the logics also, if you want to do any operations, we need to take some operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division. Okay, we have many things, not only these. Okay, let's see what are the categories we have. Arithmetic operators, relational operators, assignment operators, and logical operators. These are the all operators we have. And most of you guys are aware about the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, decrement. All these you guys may aware, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me write it here one by one to make you people to clear understand. So operators is nothing but which helps to do operations in programs, not in operational theaters. Okay, so I'm just giving a real-time examples to understand, guys. Don't give answers in the interviews like that. Operators are nothing but the which are used in hospital in operation theaters. Okay, don't tell answers like that. Just for understanding purpose, I'm telling. Okay, so what are the things we have in the operators? Mainly, one is arithmetic operator, right? Arithmetic operators. And next one is relational operators. And next one, assignment operators. And next one, logical operators. So if you see here, arithmetic operators means most of you guys are aware what exactly plus will do, what exactly minus will do, what exactly multiplication will do, what exactly division will do. Okay. So can anyone tell me what modulus will do? What will be the outcome for the modulus? Any idea?
Reminder.
Exactly. Very good. So here the modulus will give the remainder and division will give the coefficient. Okay. So next one is increment and decrement. I'm not sure how many of you are aware about the increment. Any idea?
Yeah, like it increments to 1. Like, is
Yeah, exactly. So here increment means, for example, I have declared that int space a equal to 1. And after that, I am passing the statement a plus plus. So what exactly the a plus plus means? It's nothing but a equal to a plus 1. That is the meaning of a plus plus. Okay, a plus plus can be written as a equal to a plus 1. What is the value of a here? We declared 1, right? So then a equal to 1 plus 1, a value becomes 2 here. Getting? What exactly the increment means? That
yes.
increment can be written as a equal to a plus 1. Similarly, if you take the a minus minus, what will be the output? It will be the 0, right? So if you take a minus minus here, a equal to a minus 1. A value is 1, 1 minus 1, 0. Getting clear about the arithmetic operators? Plus minus multiplication division I am not explaining. So plus means a plus b. A value you are assigning some value 1 into space a equal to 1 into space b equal to 1 into c equal to a plus b. 1 plus 1, 2 is going to be printed. 1 minus 1, 0 is printed. 1 into 1, 0 is printed. Division means 1 by 1. 1 is going to be printed. 1 modulus 1, 0 is going to be printed. Okay, these are the basic operations everyone already aware, right? Clear about arithmetic operators? Okay. Next one is relational operators. We can call these relational operators as also a comparison operators. Okay, equal to, and not equal to, and greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. These are the some of the relational operators we have. These are the some of the relational operators we have. So it's going to check the multiple conditions. Okay, it's going to check the two conditions. For example, we have a let me check. I declared a value as a 10 and b value as a 20. Okay, so I'm going to check the two conditions a equal to b. Is it true? I'm using that here, the condition. We have if statements, if else statements in the further classes. We can call it as a branching statements. We'll explain you in the further classes. In that if blocks or condition blocks, we are passing the multiple conditions. Like for example, a equal to 10, b equal to 20 here. So a equal to b. Is the condition is true or false? False, right? A is 10, b is 20. How the 10 equal to 20? It's not true. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Then outcome will be the false. We are not able to go inside that block. We are staying outside the block and the program get terminated. So here next one is a not equal to b. Condition is true. 10 not equal to 20. It will go inside and it will execute the logic. And next one, a less than b. Condition is true. A less than or equal to b. Condition is true. Okay, less than equal to means any one condition, even less than is satisfied, it will go inside. And greater than, condition false. Greater than or equal to, condition false. Okay, like that, we will get the Boolean result as an Boolean type, like either true or false. Okay. And next one is assignment operators. Assignment operators means you already seen so far here in the above program we have a is equal to 18, right? With the help of the assignment operator only, I am assigning the value of 18 to the variable a's. That is one of the assignment operator. That is the one of the assignment operator. And you guys may confused only with these types: plus equal to and minus equal to and multiplication equal to. You guys are confused with only these three. Okay, how we can categorize plus equal to here is a equal to 1 and a plus equal to, sorry, a equal to 1 here, and here what exactly happened is a plus equal to 1. You can see this one. So the difference of assigning the value to the a in the two ways, either we can assign a equal to 1 or a plus equal to 1. What exactly will happen is, so the 1 is added to the value of a, 1 plus 1. First the addition operation is done, then it is going to be assigned. Okay, but if you see like this, equal to plus, first value of 1 is going to be assigned, then the plus 1 is to be added. That's the difference between equal to plus and plus equal to. Okay, so we can't use much in the automation scripts also, but you should be aware about it. You should be aware about the differences. And if you are the fresher, then they can ask these type of questions. If you are experienced in interviews, they won't ask these type of questions. We'll go with the program level, architecture level, and framework level, project level. They will ask you. Okay. So, but you should aware about the basic things. Logical operators means we have three types. One is not, and another one is and another one is or. You all guys are aware about, right? So what is logical and what is logical are in the physics in your academics you get aware. Not means not gate. Okay, not gate means, for example, a not equal to 10. A not equal to 10. Initially you declare the value as a equal to 10. Okay, so if I'm taking a condition inside the, if I'm writing that a not equal to 10. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, will come inside. And here, and means I'm going to take the multiple conditions. And a not equal to 10 and that a less than or equal to 20. Okay, here and means both conditions should be satisfied to go inside. But if you take a or, any one condition should be satisfied. Any one condition, either this should be satisfied or this satisfied. Getting my point or not getting?
Yes, sir, getting.
This is all about the operators. Okay, just go with these topics which are discussed in the today class: data types, variables, comments, operators. You guys have gone through many topics in the today class. Just go through it and get back me if you have any doubts. Okay, so any doubts? Can you give any other example for what? Yeah, I didn't see your message, Shravani. So you're asking some example. For what you're asking an example? Am I audible, Shravani? Okay, fine. I think you're speaking on mute, Shravani. I'm not sure. Okay, fine. So just go with the topics, guys, which we discussed in the today class. Whatever doubts you have, you can reach out me and we'll help out you on clearing your doubts. Just ping me. We'll check off it. Okay. Yeah. What is the difference between not and not equal to? Okay. Not equal to is there in the condition. Okay. So while doing the operation, but not means not gate. Getting my point? Rishendra? Not and not equal to. So
Yes, sir.
here itself it's showing the difference. Not means it should not be. Okay, not equal to means either that condition satisfies that particular value also it will go inside. That's the difference. In the expression itself you have the difference, right? So
Okay.
not equal to. It will satisfy that equal condition also. Okay. If possible in the tomorrow we can see one Java program which can show you clearly about all the operations. So I will plan one example tomorrow. Okay.
Uh, Hi, this is Shravani. I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you before.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I asked an example for class or static variable, but it's okay now. I understand.
Okay, fine. Great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. Uh, that's all about the today session. And tomorrow we are going to see the strings. What exactly mean by strings? Tomorrow class is very, very important. So in the point of interviews, especially in interviews, they will ask you to write the vowels from the strings and merging the strings. They will ask many things. Okay. So tomorrow we can see the basic concept of the strings and we are going to see the strings entire the course. Okay. The strings will not be closed in the single class. After knowing the for loop, iteration concepts and branching statement, other you have to work on some string programs. Otherwise, you are not able to get the string concept without knowing the iteration and switching or branching statements. Okay. Okay, fine. So hope everyone is clear with the today class, especially for the new students, the people who is joining from the starting, they have an idea about my teaching, how they can understand. But for the new people, if you are not clear, please reach out me. And if you are not yet enrolled, reach out Sarita ma'am. She will help out you to join into the groups. And I will wait for today and tomorrow I'm going to share the material. Okay, so let's see if any new member is joined. Otherwise, the guys, I missed the material. So we'll see for today and we'll share the material of that session 1 to 5 in the tomorrow class. Okay, so fine. Is everyone is clear? And if clear, we can leave the class for today. So if you're clear, you can type the message in the chat that you are clear and acknowledge me so that we can close the session for today. Okay, clear, clear. Vishendra, Prasanna, clear. Clear, Shravani, Tirupataya. Only 5 members out of 8, out of 7. Sorry. What about three other? Sheikh, Rahul, Shilpi. Yeah, Sheikh is also clear. Rahul, Shilpi. Yeah. Okay, fine. So hope everyone is clear, right? So I'm closing the session for today. So we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. If you have any doubts, reach out me. We'll discuss on it. Okay. So have a nice day. Thank you all.